Welcome to the Eyes on Ocean podcast. The podcast was created for marine mammals observers to share the incredible experience with whales and dolphins. My name is Claudia Erber, your host, and I invite you to embark and tune in to sea lovers' inspiring stories. Hello everyone! Today we will have a very special episode with three young scientists. We met at the Marine Environmental Research Association where I am doing my PhD research. And in May, when I presented my research to them, we had such a pleasant conversation that I have the idea of inviting them to the podcast. I think the energy and the enthusiasm of these women can be inspiring for those who are just starting out your careers. And in my opinion, this new generation has so much to teach us. Thank you very much for your presence. And let's start with each one introducing themselves and telling a little bit about how you become a marine biologist.
All right, so my name is Janneke den Hollander. I am 25 years old and I'm from the Netherlands. And when I was younger, I always wanted to be a veterinarian, but sadly, I didn't get into vet university, so I had to choose something else. And that's when I decided to join the bachelor biology. And I'm actually super happy that I did this because during this bachelor studies, I discovered my passion for wildlife conservation, for the marine environment, even though I always already loved like going out for snorkels and looking at the ocean and the animals inside. And yeah, eventually that led me to deciding to do a career in marine science and marine biology. And when I finished my bachelor's, I went to Zanzibar first to work with dolphins. Then I went to the Maldives to work with sea turtles for a bit. And now I'm here in Portugal and working with dolphins, whales, and it's amazing. So definitely enjoying my career at the moment.
So good. And you, Christina?
Hi, hello, nice to meet you all. My name is Cristina. I am 23 years old. I'm Italian and I'm a student in marine sciences master's course. I am living in Portugal right now. I started living in Portugal since April 2024 and I will be staying here until September 2024. So just 6 months, but in these 6 months I will be researching the minke whale for my master thesis and doing my internship. And I wanted to become a marine biologist since I was very, very little. And I first, as Yamika said, I also had like the vet calling, but it didn't work for me that much when I discovered like a few stuff about veterinarians that have to do, like, for example, they have to like be very medical about animals. I didn't feel like it was my path, and so I decided to do biology as a bachelor and then a master's in marine sciences. And I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you, Christina. I would like to say that our first time at sea was incredible. And before Amy present herself, I would like you to tell this story, but because it was so fantastic, it was so unique for me, and I guess for you as well.
Yeah, it was very, very magical. So basically, we were out on our research vessel here in Portugal at AIM for your research for your PhD. And basically, we just finished recording for some bottlenose dolphins, and then Claudia turned around, saw something, said, "What's that?" And there was a minke whale, like really next to us, and basically this minke whale kind of was interested in us, and came to kind of play hide and seek, going under our boat, first at the left and at the right. And then she actually observed us because she was spy hopping at us. And she stayed with us, what was it, like, what, an hour or something? But it was magical, honestly. And one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen.
For me also. I have seen plenty minke whales, but I never see a minke whale so curious about us and the spy hoping after all this time, seek and hiding in our boat. And then she suddenly spy hope and look at us, this contact. When you see you are really interacting with a wild animal, it's magic. And talking about interacting with wild animals, Emmy has so many beautiful stories to share with us. So please, Emmy, introduce yourself.
Hi, Claudia. Thank you for having me on your podcast with Yannicka and Christina. My name is Amy Trezona. I'm 35 years old from Western Australia, and I have always loved animals and from a very early age wanted to work with dolphins. So I completed my Bachelor of Science at Melbourne University in Science, Conservation and Wildlife Biology. And I've spent the last 9 years in Shark Bay, which is Garraguru in local Malgana language, working with the dolphins of Monkey Mia for Parks and Wildlife Service. And since being in Monkey Mia for 9 years, I started to learn about the marine life on the other side of the world. And I am now in Portugal with AIM Marine and Environment Research Association, here as a research assistant for the next 6 months.
Amazing. I think we are so lucky to be a part of AM. We can see the animals quite close, we can study them, and we can meet so nice people from everywhere in the world. So I'm very glad that today we have 3 young ladies from different parts of the world with such a good background. And so let's start. Let's talk a little bit about what have you done so far. I know you don't. Annie has a lot of experience, but then the other two don't have so much experience, but have a unique experience. So I would like you share a little bit about what have you done so far and what equipments you need to use as a marine mammal observer to develop your work.
Yes, so before I came here, I went to Zanzibar, and there I worked for 5 weeks and mostly did some research on bottlenose and humpback dolphins. And it was super interesting. I fell in love with doing research, and also I fell in love with dolphins. So that definitely created a spark in me for doing this kind of work. And then after Zanzibar, I went to the Maldives, and I worked there at the Sea Turtle Rehabilitation Center for 6 months. So quite a nice while, and I did a lot of cool stuff there as well. So a lot of husbandry mostly, not as many research as I would have liked, and also some coral restoration. So it was super nice and super interesting, but I really, really miss doing research. And that's why I'm very happy that I'm now back here at AIM, so I can actually do that research and also see those amazing animals, the dolphins and whales, in real life again. So definitely enjoying myself. And
okay, and then in this time you were doing this internship, and what kind of equipment do you use? And just for our audience, understand a little bit what are the tools we need for observe, or I mean to hear or whatever with the marine mammals or sea turtles.
So the equipment we used in Zanzibar was very simple. We just brought some data sheets. We brought a stopwatch so we could see the time, and we would bring a GPS. And that's basically all. And we would just record what they were doing. So the amount of individuals we saw in the group, if they were feeding or socializing. And that was basically it. So it was very basic, but already kind of important. And then we also were looking at tourist behavior. So there were a lot of tour boats around, sometimes a little bit too much for the amount of dolphins that were in the water. So then we would also look at if the dolphins, or if the tourists were touching the dolphins or jumping on top of them or just screaming, or if the boat drivers were driving on top of the pods of dolphins, and we would collect that kind of data. So it was very, very important. And then, yeah, that's it. In the Maldives, we didn't really do any research. So we mostly just took care, fed the turtles, and yeah, it was very cute. Clean there. Thanks.
Yeah, so we can say it's almost like your eyes is the most important tool for this kind of work. Yeah, that's
Yes,
close.
definitely. I would say so.
And you, Christina, what can you tell me about the tools, equipments, programs that you need to use so far to develop your work as a marine mammal observer or researcher?
So before I came here in Portugal, I did not have much field experience with marine mammals. I did a workshop with my university in the Maldives, but it was more on the understanding the threats and how to preserve the Maldivian environment. So I had also only my studies, as to back me up for marine mammals. But right now that I have more field experience, and also I'm planning to have more in the next few years, I can say that the tools that I'm using right now the most are, well, of course, we need our research vessel to go to at sea, at ocean. And then after there's a part, after when we collect data, we have to also analyze data. And so, for example, like Excel form sheets that are important to organize data, but also programs like R and MATLAB, GIS, data analysis. They are very, very important to grasp what's happening with the data, to draw our conclusions. And that's what I'm currently also using right now for my thesis. Yeah, that's it.
Wow, that is very important to say that you need to study a lot to become a marine mammal expert. I think it's very important to know what kind of animals you are going to see when you are in a place, in a special location. Every time I go to sea, I study, I bring my guidebooks with me every time. I never go to sea without my guidebooks. And as you said also about the programs, Excel, it's kind of basic to use the data we register on the field. And as well, the R program nowadays is must to know to write any paper, to even to publish a small poster in a conference, you need to use the R. And I would say also the GIS, it's an important program for marine mammals observers. I'm just trying to put everything together because I think we have a young audience and it's important to them to know what kind of tools we need for the different kind of work at sea. But let's go on, and Amy has a lot to tell to us about equipment.
Yes, I have a variety of different experiences, from the Monkey Mire dolphin experiences, where I worked for the past 9 years, to turtle tagging on Dirk Hartog Island with the local Malgana ladies, participating in the seagrass restoration project, assisting international dolphin researchers with dolphin surveys and focal follows, and now here in Portugal learning about the marine life in this area. And I have found some similarities amongst those experiences with the tools and techniques they use. Some of those similarities is observation. Being a good observer is very important in marine life studies. Knowing what the animal is doing, knowing what species you're observing, and being able to record those details. So record keeping is also important. All of those different experiences involve data sheets and data collection. Also being able to manage time and resources too. That's important when you're out, especially at the sea. And I also find education is very important in all the areas for these science projects for conservation. So Monkey Maya, we were doing interpretive talks during the dolphin experiences to provide information to visitors, over 100,000 visitors per year, on the Shark Bay World Heritage Area and Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphins in that area. The Monkey Maya Seagrass Restoration Project was important to educate people about the ecosystem around Shark Bay and the importance that the seagrass plays a part in. And then we also here in Portugal have some interns part of the AIM project, which we're helping to teach these tools and techniques to. And we've also got some collaborations with schools and other groups in the area too.
Yes, I think it's so important what you said about education. I think it's very important we give back what we learn with the animals to the general public, to them to understand, respect, and want as well to protect the environment and the animals. So I think the education is very important too. And again, knowledge. We get knowledge to transfer the knowledge. So I think it's very important. And what would you say is the thing that most motivates you as marine biologist?
So for me, what motivates me most, I think, is just seeing the animals, so seeing the dolphins, the whales, having those amazing encounters on the terms of the animals and not on ours. And yeah, it's just super exciting, always leaves a big smile on my face. And then also, I really, really love wildlife photography. So to have the chance to maybe snap some really cool pictures of the animals while we're doing the research and observing them is super cool, and it's definitely a big motivation for me.
Cool. I think photography is also a very important tool in our field. We can use for photo ID, but also for education as well. And so I think I also love photography as a hobby, but I also think it's important if we can, we register as much as possible when we are on the field. So yeah, nice, Yannick. And you, Christina, what motivates you most in this, in your patch so far?
Well, of course, as Yannick said, like going out in the ocean and seeing these beautiful creatures, it's like amazing. Like it motivates me a lot because, I mean, how could it not see the most beautiful creature in the world, in my opinion? And another thing that motivates me a lot is the fact that with our research, with what we do with our job, we are acting, we are trying to have an impact on people, but also on the environment to help understand it, to help enrich knowledge of the scientific community. And this is what motivates me to do my job, because like with what I do, I can help create a better world. Let's say, I mean, it's a very, very broad term, create a better world, but it helps.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I think our job, our way of work to try to preserve the marine environment and these beautiful animals, it's a very strong motivation. And I truly believe that we can make waves and we can change the world.
Yes, for sure. And also, I think it's super important to find a way by doing this to live together with the wildlife in a way that we disturb them as little as possible. I think that's a very important part of our job as well, to keep everything in a balance in a way, or at least recover the balance a little bit as to what it was before.
Yes, and I agree both with Christina and Yannicka. That's the same motivation for me, is the interest in marine mammals and wanting to continuously learn about these animals and environments, and to help inspire others to protect wildlife. And another motivation for me is getting to know other researchers and their studies and projects, like Christina's. Help with my motivation to pursue my master's program next year. So these sort of motivations are also great in the field.
Wow, that's super nice that each other can motivate to get a better experience in this time of your life. Because I understand that you three will be there for 6 months, so it's much more fun when you have this teamwork, but not only on the field, but you can keep this professional friendship forever. I have a very good experience with a lot of girls that I share cabins for months together, and we just became best friends. And that is one of the reasons I decided to create the podcast, because I wanted to give the visibility for these special women that I met at sea. And sometimes maybe we will meet, but it's not often. So it's a way to keep in touch with each other. So that's it's a nice motivation.
Yeah, I would also add that it's very important. Like, I have to thank Janneke and Amy because they give me so much input. And it, like, research-wise, having inputs from different people that they are here to help you to connect, they are amazing. I'm very, very lucky and happy that I could find these friends in this job. Like, what could I ask for more? Like, it's amazing.
Yes, it's amazing. So good to hear that you are together and enjoying so much this time. It's special. I am sure it's not with everyone. So I think you three need to hold this friendship and be proud of that. Yeah, and I'm so happy you are three together here. Okay, so continuing with what motivates you in this professional, I would like you share a special story that you have experienced with these wonderful animals.
Yes, so my most exciting experience, it kind of changes every time. Like with every week that goes on, I probably have a new one. But my most recent favorite experience was last Saturday. And we were on Ketos, our research vessel, and we just spotted two sunfish. It was super nice. So we were taking a look at them. And then maybe 100 meters behind them, suddenly a minke whale popped up. And it was super exciting. So we tried to follow the minke whale. And then we saw another minke whale maybe 300 meters away. And then they were both down. So we were looking around. And then we found three minke whales, which was probably one of them was the same as the first one. But it was super cool. And we were just surrounded by the minkies basically. And we could follow them closely for a little while. And they also chose to interact with us. So we had one minke and they swam to the boats and also showed their belly to us. And it was just super cute and amazing. And it was, I think, one of my favorite experiences for sure.
Yes, I was with Janneke that day and it was truly incredible. Like, that was one of the first times I've seen a whale from on the water, and it was really, really special. And Guy, our skipper and researcher on board, he was excellent at describing the whale, the behaviours. He could even ID one of the individuals. So it was really exciting sighting. And it just felt very, very special to be able to witness that out in the open ocean and be able to learn about that animal in person while we were there. And it was just fantastic to be able to see that in the wild. And I think Christina has a comment too.
Yeah, I was as well on the boat with them. And it was magical also because these three whales, they were just very, very calm. We did not do much actually with them. We just followed them as protocol, and they actually came towards us. And one of them gave us her belly, and like 3 times. I don't know, she felt very comfortable with the boat. I don't know, but we were just there in awe of these three gigantic animals. And I don't know, I felt also small in that moment because, come on, three whales, two next to you. How? How does it happen? You feel very, very blessed.
Wow, that is
And
amazing. A sea of whales. Wow, I am envious.
Yes, and while we were lucky observing these whales, we also saw a hammerhead shark, and so it was a really great sighting. And then just a couple of days later, we saw a fin whale or two fin whales. So I feel really special. And today I had a really great encounter with some little harbour porpoises, which are quite rare to observe and hard to get information on. But this little harbour porpoise was really comfortable and came quite close to our vessel, and we turned it off and remained still. So just really wonderful, unique, special sightings we get to have part of the AIM research team.
Wow, I understand. I would like to be there. I would like to be there.
yeah, and I think just with this job in general, like every encounter you have with every animal is special in its own way. And it's very different to pick your favorite or compare them because it's just amazing. Like yesterday, we also saw a super pod of maybe 100 common dolphins. And even that is super incredible and special. And to hear their whistles and to see them jumping and the neonates we saw in the group as well, it was also very, very cool to see. So every experience is just special in its own and hard to compare.
And yes, Yannicka, as you mentioned, neonates, that has been one of the most exciting parts about my job in Monkey Mia as preserves officer. The dolphins there visit the beach daily. It's the second most researched place in the world for dolphin information. So there's over 40 years of research on the dolphins of Monkey Mia. And we are very, very lucky to be able to see newborn calves, sometimes less than 24 hours old. And I've had that opportunity to witness that calf growing up and see it over the last 5 years, be able to learn and develop and grow right in front of us on the beach of Monkey Mia in the shallows. So that's another very exciting and special part of my career so far, is being able to see newborn calves in Monkey Mia and see and follow that family tree. That's been incredible, really special.
I can imagine. Wow, this long-term research, it's so important. And I can understand this feeling of fulfillment when you see animal born and then you can follow up their life. It's very special. You are very lucky, Amy. Thank you to share with us your experience. So let's change a little bit the subject. I think it's important we talk about not only the positive side of the work, because we know to get to become a marine biologist working on the field with these fantastic animals is not always easy. So even we are passionate about the work, about the marine environment, sometimes can be tough. And then I would like you to tell us about some of the challenges that you have faced and how to solve them, if it's possible to solve.
Yes, so the most challenging for me is definitely to see the impact that humans can have on the marine environment. So when I was in Zanzibar, for example, we were doing the tourist surveys, dolphin and tourist surveys, and sometimes you would see 30 boats around maybe a pot of 6 dolphins, and all those boats were driving around on top of the dolphins or encircling them. They were cutting them off so the dolphins had to change direction, but also the tourists, they were just touching the dolphins, jumping on top of them so they could have their special Instagram moments. And yeah, just to see that is super, super sad. But then at the same time, it always also kind of gives you an opportunity to teach people how they should be doing it. So at the end of my stay there, I had the chance to give some ethical boat driving trainings to some of the boat drivers there. And we could see some of them doing really well and actually keeping a distance from the dolphins. If the pot was too, or if there were too many boats around the pot, they would go somewhere else and try to find something else, maybe risking the sighting of the dolphins, but still it's a way better way than to just go and join the 30 boats around those few dolphins and yeah, just giving them more and more stress. So I think it's very good and very important to make small changes and hopefully they grow on to something bigger.
Yes, Yannicka, that was one of the important parts of my role in Monkey Maya, was to help educate people about behaviour around dolphins and marine life, to respect those animals. Often people do get very excited when they see a dolphin, especially up close to the shore. They have that overwhelming urge to run in and grab that photograph, but maybe not realise that dolphin is foraging, and they've made that dolphin lose its chance of catching a fish, or that mother and calf are resting together and they've started the young calf. So with the education part of things is really important, and one of the challenges is people's behaviour around wild animals and often disturbing that animal.
Yes, I agree. While we study the wild animal behavior, we need to deal with the human behavior. So it's not easy. It's not easy, and sometimes you need to even be a bit tough with people and control yourself. Sometimes I have been in situations that it's very hard to to be educated when you see bad behavior towards the animals, but it's our role to try to teach, be calm in an extreme situation, try to educate, and but it's not always easy. And when we see animals suffering, as I saw there in Algarve, the animal with a fishery rope in their body, and he could not swim very well when we were not able to take it off. So we were not able really to help after 5 hours trying. You feel very impotent and kind of sad, because then you realize that probably there are so many animals with this kind of problems because of the marine debris that we are producing and throwing at the sea, and we can do so little about to save. But we are working on.
Well, for me, I have other challenges at the moment. Two, actually. One regards my research, because I am using data and I'm analyzing data, and that's a challenge for me because, first of all, I'm not very good at math. And second, because you have to be up to date with everything that has been done and that is coming new. Like every day a paper is out, the scientific community is very productive, and so you need to study a lot. You need to also be aware of programs at a high level, and that's kind of a challenge for me. But you have to be determined. I am determined to achieve and to conquer R, even though sometimes it makes me scream because it doesn't work. And another challenge that I have, it's kind of me, because I'm not the most strong person at the moment. I don't have a lot of muscles. And our job is tough. I mean, you have to be mentally focused. So mentally, you have to have mental strength, but also physical strength. And sometimes it gets tough, but it's important to be determined, to not give up, because if I think that I'm capable of doing stuff, I will be doing stuff. So I will eventually get stronger mentally and physically for this job.
I am sure you will be. It's just a matter of time. And I agree with you, can be challenged to be updated with so many knowledge and programs that we need to use. But we need to take as kind of fun, even if it's not so fun. Our program for few people are fun, but I think for most of them are not so fun. But when you get the results and you see your graphics and you see that your hypothesis, you can prove your hypothesis and you can give the correct answer with the statistic, I think it's worth. So just keep going.
And Christina's last comment on overcoming her challenges with determination and focus, reminds me of one of the challenges I've had early in my career. And that was that although my family and my friends have always been very, very supportive and encouraging me to get my dreams and achieve my goals, I had teachers, career advisors, students, people in my past that told me that working with dolphins was unrealistic. It wasn't a good job choice or career choice, and I should consider other avenues. And that determination and focus is what helped me overcome those challenges and achieve my goal, getting my dream job in Monkey Maya, and now in Portugal. So for the past 9 years, I've got to see dolphins almost every day. And yeah, the challenge was just overcoming those negativities in people telling you that it's unrealistic or not possible when there are marine animals and there is research and jobs involved in studying those. So that's going to be one of my challenges I've overcome. And one of the more recent challenges that I am observing is that everybody wants to love and protect dolphins and whales and turtles and that really big marine megafauna, but often people are forgetting about the ecosystem that supports all those animals and the importance in conservation for that. For example, in 2011, there was an extreme marine heat wave in Shark Bay, and it killed off a large portion of the seagrass meadows. And the seagrass is one of the reasons Shark Bay is World Heritage listed. It supports 10% of the world's dugong population there, and it's really important. There is currently a Monkey Maya seagrass restoration project going on, which is helping rehabilitate some of those seagrass meadows. But it is hard to find people to fall in love with seagrass or to want to help conserve seagrass when all they have come to see the Monkey Maya dolphins. So part of that job was education, trying to show them that if they were to protect the seagrass and help with a donation or contribution towards the Monkey Maya Seagrass Restoration Project, or just learn about the seagrass and its values, it has a bigger impact and it's helped shape the entire ecosystem of Shark Bay. So often those little creatures or other parts of the marine environment's forgotten, and it's always a challenge trying to get people to appreciate those parts of the marine life too.
Yes, it's important we use the charismatic megafauna to people understand the value of each one in the environment. Because of course, to love a dolphin and a whale, as you said, is quite easy. They are fantastic, but how to make people understand that the seagrass is also fantastic because they are the base for whole environment. But I think we are getting there. I see this ocean literacy more and more everywhere in the world. So hopefully we will manage. Talking about megafauna and this charismatic, fantastic animal, I am the kind of person that every year I have a favorite animal. I change accordingly where I am working. So if I am in the North Sea and I am sighting a lot of orcas, they will be my favorite animals for that year. Now, for example, I am working with Delphinus delphis, the common dolphins, and they were my favorite animals long time ago, and now they are again. Of course, I am studying them and I need to know everything about them, so they are my favorites. So the question is, do you have a favorite animal? Which and why?
Yeah, as you said, I think it is so difficult to choose like one favorite marine mammal because they're all just so amazing in their own way. But for now, my favorite would be the humpback whale and the bottlenose dolphin because I've seen both individuals in real life, so it's easier to base my preference on that. But yeah, humpback whales, I think they're beautiful. I saw my first humpback whales in the Maldives. It was a mother and a calf, and they were just there completely unsuspectedly because they wouldn't normally come around our atoll. So it was amazing to see them. And to just witness their beauty. And then also the bottlenose dolphins. I think they're so intelligent and so interesting to watch, and get to learn from them and from their ways. And it's just amazing. So I think those two are my big favorites for now.
It's funny because the humpback whales, they are always in the top list of everyone. Even my first work as cetologist was with the humpback whales. And I can remember like yesterday, the first time I saw a calf, I was crying like a baby. They are so beautiful, the way they move. And I also have the chance to dove with a singing animal, and it's still the most strong experience in my life as with interacting with an animal. It's unforgettable and moves me to want to work with humpback whales again in the future. They are just amazing.
Yeah, they're stunning animals. I totally agree.
Well, for me, my favorite animal is the blue whale because it's the biggest animal on earth. Yes, but not only that, because they're gigantic, they're amazing, but with their graceful movements and gentle strength, I think they captivate me a lot. And they make me think about like these huge creatures, huge secrets that I believe that they're most beautiful creatures on earth. I love them. They're just so mysterious, graceful, amazing. I cannot describe them anymore.
Yeah, I totally agree. I hope to see one day a blue whale. I never see, but maybe my next trip, I am going to the north of the North Sea. Maybe I will see, hopefully. And you, Emmy, do you have any favorite that you can describe for us?
I have always loved dolphins. Just for as long as I can remember, I've loved dolphins. I think for as long as I continue life, I'll love dolphins. But like Yannicka said, and like you've said, the more animals you see out in the wild, the greater appreciation and love for them you have. So being here in Portugal, recently seeing the harbour porpoises, I think I've got a special spot for those. So cute and tiny, and like Guy was saying that they're rare to see, they're quite endangered. They're often hard to observe, but the last couple of times we've seen them, it's been really excellent sightings. And then seeing those whales, like Christina said, they're just huge, but so graceful and beautiful. And they come up for a breath and then you lose sight of them. And then it's exciting again when you see the next sighting of them. And I just feel like every day I'm learning more about different cetaceans and different marine life and getting a greater love for more animals.
Yes, they are so cute. I was doing a research in Norway for a while, not with marine mammals, but I had the office in front of the sea. And I always have my binocular, even if you are not working with marine mammals, I am this kind of person. I always bring my binocular. We never know. And then I was working my computer and I look at the window and I saw something underwater. I said, no, cannot be a dolphin. Then I run out from the office with my binocular, of course, and I jump into the stone and it was a porpoise. Oh, it's so cute. It was a mother and calf. And then I took all my lunchtime looking at them. And then another time here in Norway, I was just fishing in the fjord, and I was my husband was taking out the crab fishery equipment, and then I was on the top of the boat with my camera, and suddenly I saw the dorsal fin. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I start to scream, of course. Oh my gosh, we are surrounded by porpoises. And it was a group of 15. I never see so many porpoise in the same time in the group. Luckily, I have the camera and I could take a picture to prove the sighting. Because if you say so, like I saw a group of 15 porpoises, nobody will believe. But I have the picture. So they are quite cute, and this excitement that you wait for them to appear again because they're quite fast and difficult. So you need to train the eyes to find them in the sea. I think it's amazing. Good that I never heard anybody say they are the favorite, but yeah, cute. So, talking also about favorite things, do you have any music that you like to listen when you are at sea? You can say, this is my favorite music at sea, or something like a song that when you are at home or at the beach, you like to hear and feel like you are back to the sea?
Yes, so I definitely have a song that reminds me of the ocean when I'm home. And it's actually a Dutch song, which is called Oceaan, which literally means ocean. And it's a very beautiful song, very quiet, just the guitar and violin on the background. And it's basically about having an ocean to flee into whenever you are struggling, in which you never have to be alone again. So I think the meaning is just very beautiful. And also the outro of the song is very stunning, and it kind of translates into an ocean to drown in, to be a hero a day or so. Just let someone else crawl now, an ocean full of tears, it's mine, only for me. So I think this song really represents kind of what I feel about the ocean, like the peace it brings and the feeling of home it brings. And yeah, it's a super beautiful song.
Beautiful.
Well, for me, I could probably go like through all my playlists, but I will not find probably a song that represents the ocean, because when I'm on the ocean or on the beach, I usually don't listen any songs. I just like to hear the waves crashing in the rocks, or for example, when I'm on our research vessel, the blows of the whales, and that is the most beautiful sound ever. So I just like to stay in silence and enjoy what the water and its creature will create for me.
Wow, cool. And you, Annie?
Yes, I think with Christina, some of the other beautiful sounds you can hear under the sea is like what you're doing for your research, is the dolphins' whistles and clicks. That always intrigues me and excites me when I hear whistles and clicks and sounds from the dolphins and marine life under the sea. My music for the ocean, I love Disney. So, of course, Little Mermaid and Moana come to mind straight away. But one of the very talented artists that I really like listening to is James Atherley. He's got a song called Drifting, and I think that often reminds me of the ocean and the sea, and his music's just beautiful. I really enjoy listening to his music around the beach or on the boat. He's just a very talented artist, and his songs are really nice to listen to, really great.
Yeah, I totally agree with Amy. She actually introduced me to him a little while ago, and I love his music, especially the song Drifting. It's very nice. It represents the ocean a little bit as well, and I like his music a lot, so I'm very thankful to Amy for introducing me to him.
That's nice. I have a long playlist of a lot of music, but I agree. When I am at the beach, I really like to listen the wave sound. It's almost like a therapy for me, and I really miss that sound when I am too long without go to beach. And I love the sound of blow. It's something like it excites me. So every cell of my body, it moves me. Okay, and about what the sea represents for you.
Yeah, so I kind of mentioned it before already. Like mostly the ocean represents peace to me, but also beauty and surprise. Because when I was young, I was already snorkeling a lot and got into the ocean whenever I got a chance on a holiday, because DC in the Netherlands isn't a very great snorkeling or diving spot. And yeah, just seeing the amazing beauty of the life that's inside the ocean there, it's amazing and so peaceful. And especially when you're snorkeling or diving and you're just surrounded by everything that's inside the ocean, it gives you such a sense of peace and of home. Yeah, I'm very grateful that the ocean can bring me that, and it's beauty that it holds, and it's just beautiful.
Well, for me, the ocean was always fascinating. When I was a kid, I dreamed of mysteries, legend, myths, and its creatures, and I always wanted to be the one to uncover these mysteries. So, first of all, for me, the ocean means something to uncover. Then it means also freedom, because I never feel as free as when I'm on the ocean. Like I feel almost like light as a feather. It's amazing. And mostly the ocean makes me feel alive also. Like it's mainly life. It contains life, it brings life. It makes me feel alive. It's amazing. I love it. I love that sensation that it gives me.
And for me, I think the ocean represents wonder. It's just something amazing. You just always wondering what's under the surface, what you'll see next. So I agree with Yannicka and Christina about this beauty and amazement. It's not only just calm, but it could be strong and powerful as well, and unpredictable. And you can just always learn so much from the ocean and the marine life and the life that's there. So wonder is one of the words I would use to describe the ocean.
Wow, so beautiful. Thank you all for being here, for sharing your stories, for sharing your feelings by the sea. And before we finish this wonderful conversation, I would like to ask you if you have advice, a message, something you would like to leave for our audience.
Yes, well, first of all, thank you, Claudia, for having us. And second, for all women in sciences, be brave, be determined, do not give up, and hope to see you soon in this field, because there's space for you. And if you feel like there's not, you create for yourself. You can do it.
Yes, I couldn't agree more with Christina right now. You summed it up very perfectly.
Yes, Christina, thank you. That is a perfect way to inspire women and all scientists. I think it's great way. Perfect. Thank you for having us here, Claudia.
Thank you, girls. Have been so pleasant this conversation, and let's make more waves together. Together we are stronger. Thank you for navigating this far with us. Keep your eyes on ocean and ears open. Every 24, there is a new episode online.